All right, let's go ahead and get started. As always, I know some people have to catch the replay because they're busy working on the solution, and that is always a good thing as well. So thank you everybody who could be here. Let's check in and see what everyone has going on. I know we're kind of in the same position. We have a couple of people working on sending charitable aid and humanitarian aid, and then we have a couple of people just working on regular commercial shipments. And so I hope to have more lessons learned from them soon and just anything that will help us as a group that our team has learned, but they were both on other calls, so they couldn't be here this morning either. But that's the way it goes in logistics, right? Um, so let's go ahead and get started and get everyone, let's see kind of an update of where everyone is and what's happening and any needs or requests or offers, anything like that. So Lexi, I'll start with you. I love picking on you first, as you know.
Yeah, no worries. So we were able to connect the organization in New York City that was looking for warehouse space with one of our partners. We haven't received an additional update, but that connection was made and there was available space within the regions they were looking. The other request that we had received was from Pennsylvania that was going to go to Kentucky. Um,
Yeah.
haven't received an update this week, but I believe they were able to identify a solution. The partner that they were going to send it to in Kentucky, I think decided to just go ahead and send it directly to Florida. Um, but more on that. Uh, I think their attention has shifted a bit to Washington, so I don't know where they're at in that
Oh,
process, but that was the last update we received. Um,
okay.
we received
So
something.
warehousing in the Northeast, that one seems to be taken care of now. And then the Pennsylvania partner now may bypass Kentucky and may go straight to Washington, D.C. or to Florida.
To Florida. I
Florida.
meant I meant
To
their
Jim,
attention
probably.
focused to the Washington fires. Sorry about that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Um, and then we did receive something last night, but we are currently validating what that request actually is and trying to figure out more information. So I don't have really anything to share on that one.
Okay.
But otherwise, just continuing to monitor and just hear what needs there may be.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I appreciate that. Cheryl, how are you? What's going on in your world?
Hi, I'm here representing Aprendo y Emprendo. We initially support food distribution, went to refugees, and do some civil engineering inspections. But now we are working or centering our efforts in three new initiatives
Hmm.
um, to make these survivors to find a way to life, making earning an income and have some kind of sustainability along the way. And it's centering in three. Their focus is in three segments: adolescent, which is to reinsert them on the workforce, uh, plus some psychological orientation, silver threads to elders, and masa madre or sourdough, which is aiming to help mothers or single mothers through bakery develop an economic activity.
If you haven't seen the links in the WhatsApp group, I loved reading them. Three terrific programs, just very inventive in your approach. I loved even, we are, especially in the logistics world, we're also focused on getting products and getting physical goods. And I love that one of your elder initiatives is just helping them with technology to be able to connect with their loved ones that they may have been out of touch with. And so, fantastic job on all three programs. I loved reading through them and the approach that you're taking and everything. And we'll include those in our recap email as well. And so, how did you managing one program is hard? You decided on
Yeah,
three. And so, how
yeah.
did you
Well,
come up with that?
well, we are making connections, we're looking for fundraising and with some allies. Not only money, just almost also data to know
Mhm.
where communities are more affected and where we can uh, insert us right away. So yeah, it's a lot of work, but we're all accustomed to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, one of the with the sourdough with the moms, I loved that it was also helping people not only get aid, but helping them use their skills to like earn a living and restart their careers and help them make money and stuff. So again, terrific job on all three of those. I will link them in our follow-up email and we can repost them again in the WhatsApp group. But three terrific programs. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Peter, go ahead.
How are you guys? I'm sorry. Basically we've been working with as on my previous calls with GEM
Yep.
with the organization. So we basically taking the warehousing and organizing them, helping them to ship the cargo from Miami to Venezuela. We are now taking only four kind of commodities, which is canned food, food
Okay.
for animals, healthy stuff for girls, like all these things that girls need, and camping stuff. Only four commodities. That's what they do.
Okay, okay, so that's a change. And I meant to check in with Hannah and Debbie before we got on this call, and I haven't done that yet. But okay, so it's shifted from hygiene kits and some of those, and so now you're just focused on these four?
Yes, they do in hygiene, camping, commodities, canned food, and food for animals. That's what they're doing, and they just dividing that, every week. There's still a lot of needs for volunteers in Miami because the boom just went down, so everybody
Yeah,
goes back to the routine. So now there's not enough volunteers. There's still a lot of donations. So yeah, well, I'm working 4 or 5 times, 4 hours a day with them toward the end of the day or at the beginning of the day. And it's just moving nonstop. And
yeah,
of course, if you guys need if anybody here in the call need a warehouse in Miami, we have a warehouse here that we can receive the shipments or the donations, and then we can move them straight to the GEM warehouse. Whatever you guys feel is appropriate. We just put all our warehouse to you guys if you guys need to use it.
perfect. Okay, so Gem is still that hasn't changed. Gem is still accepting as long as you can pay for the goods to get there, then they will
Yes.
take them off your hands.
Yes,
Okay,
yes, they
okay,
they they they're not picking anything up now, and
yeah,
they're rejecting all the clothing because now
yes,
they're
clothing, yes.
just rejecting the clothing. As soon as you get people bringing clothing, they just rejecting it right away, and people have to take it.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. That's a great update.
Okay, Christy, thank you.
Let's see. Juan, how are you? Good to see you. Hi, Juan. Are you able to speak?
Can you hear me now? Yeah.
Yes,
How are you?
I'm good. I'm so glad to see you here.
Yeah, I'm sorry I missed a few meetings, but
That's
it's been
okay.
crazy with all the work.
How are things going on your end? What updates do you have for us?
Well, I can tell you that the process for the imports of humanitarian aid is more clear now for
Good.
custom side. They have decided that they want some letters and is more structured now, I will say.
Okay.
Okay? The humanitarian aid is still coming
Yeah.
from all over the world, different NGOs, and is going to different sectors as well. From our side, I would say, I don't know, we have very diversified products that are being sent into the country, and I think that is great. I don't know how long this will continue. I hope it will continue for months to come, but we have to see day by day.
Yeah.
Some inspections of buildings that were declared like in a really bad condition has changed
Okay.
the past month. Some of them now are in a, in a way that they can be repaired. It's going to be very expensive, but still, there's option for these people in some sectors. So that's good. Even our own office in La Guaira was under certain doubts
Yeah.
regarding the condition of the place, but now it's okay. So I think everything is getting more organized in a sense, and we're seeing that with good eyes.
Okay.
We're encouraging people to donate money to the preferred NGO every day, and don't forget about the people that is suffering. We know that they are going to be in a bad shape for a long time. So, well, whatever we can do to help at least a little bit is okay.
Yeah. Okay. And then what are you seeing as current needs? We had Peter talked about four that Jim is taking, and what are you seeing as some of the specific needs right now?
Well, now we're seeing bigger projects coming on. We have some friends, for example, that are involved in installing pre-built houses that are going to be imported. And these kind of projects, I will be thinking is going to be what is most needed in the next months to come, because there are almost 20,000 persons without houses, and these create many problems, regarding health and regarding all the foods that must be given to them in the places that they are right now. So I will say that these kind of projects are things that are going to be needed more. Of course, depends of the budget, and who is taking care of these projects. But we are seeing that at least is starting,
Yeah.
and the professionals that they are calling is very reputable people. So we are happy about it because we know it's going to be a good job at the end,
Yeah.
and it's not going to be a temporary solution only.
Right.
So
Okay. Awesome. And then Guayana, you had a question for Juan. Go ahead.
Yes. Hi, everyone. To be here. Thank you for hosting the call. My question is, Juan, what can you tell us about Maiquetía? I know you.
it's open. We received the first flight on Wednesday, yesterday. Um, Not Humanitarian-aid, but some other customers like
Yeah.
American Embassy and things like that. Um, is the condition of the airport is going to be operating for cargo at the beginning, but not only because there are severe damages with the infrastructure within the airport, but also with some internal vendors. For example, LSG Skychef, maybe many of you have seen these trucks in the airports. They are in charge, I will say, more or less like 80 to 90% of the catering of all the airlines in the airport. Their infrastructure is severely damaged. So they cannot provide the service in this moment. So even if they repair everything in the airport, they will have to see how these kind of connect services are going to start as well. This is something that is not public, I will say. It's
Okay.
very niche inside the airport, but we are seeing this because we are doing the AOG for Gol, the Brazilian airline, and we're having this kind of problems right now, operative problems, that they will not be able to start the flights again until these things are solved. But regarding the cargo is coming. Maybe we will have cargo aircraft only for at the beginning, and then it will change to passengers as well when these kind of things are fixed.
Do you know, yes, I've definitely seen Sky Chef at the little trucks at all the airports. Do you know if they are, since they're having infrastructure issues right now, Are they donating any of their food or anything like that? No. Okay.
I have no idea.
Okay. Just curious since that's sitting around not going anywhere, they could put that to good use.
I don't know, as maybe the food that they had, they donate already, but
Yeah.
it's not going to be, they are one of the largest employers in the state of La
Oh,
Guaira.
okay.
Actually, yeah, they have a bunch of people. It's crazy. It's huge operation.
Wow, I would have never guessed. Yeah, that's the only
Yeah, me
thing.
neither. Me neither, but it's true.
Okay, thank you. Guyana, how about you? What's the latest on your end? What are you working on?
Yeah,
And I'm
thank you.
so sorry if I mispronounced your name terribly.
No, no, Guyana, yeah, no, okay.
Okay.
Um, no, mostly I wanted to get an update from you guys, and also from what I'm doing now, I'm hearing more of needs and assistance to educators, schools, psychological support, somatic practices work to treat people and help them cope with this transition that is going to be very long. So it's mostly on the soft side of
Okay.
the recovery. But from what I'm hearing, also some organizations that want to support from within the region, like from Colombia, Brazil,
Yeah.
Argentina, they're starting to trying to get materials into the country. So I'm also here because I want to be able to share with them the work that you guys are doing and see if they, reach out to you, and we'll see what comes out of
Okay.
that collaboration. Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of my questions for the group. We've talked about now school supplies, kids trying to return back to schools, but I don't think we've talked about any specific organizations. Does anybody know of specific organizations that are collecting school supplies or anything like that? Because we know that's a need, but I don't think we've identified someone from that side yet.
Actually, Jem is doing it. They're doing like a kid. How are you, Juan? Hope you're good. Uh, Jem is doing it right now. Jem is
Okay.
doing it. They're doing like I don't know how they name it. It's like a school kit. So
Okay.
what and they do is they put like pencils, little pens. They do crayons, and they do like little books for the kids. I mean, there's no like a full stuff of for school, but they're
Sure.
doing those. I think they're doing it with the intention of maintain the kids distracted. So they just put these little books for them to paint, and they have this little Play-Doh as well. So they're doing these little kits to send as well.
Okay, so they are sending that. They're not putting it together in country or collecting it in
No, no,
country
no.
and then
They put
doing
it
it.
together at James Warehouse.
Okay,
They bring it all these kind of things, and they do this little kit that they put in a little bag where they just put the little. I don't know how to explain it to you, but they just doing this little
yeah.
kit where I think it's like 8 or 9 items where they have the little
Okay.
pen and for them to the a little small book for to paint and all that. Yeah, but it's a
Okay,
good
perfect.
idea what you're saying, Christoph. Of course.
Okay. Okay, awesome. I'll ask
Can I
Debbie and
just
Hannah.
leave a question perhaps for next gathering if
Please.
we can up to do some research? I'm wondering if you are in connection with some like medical equipment companies. One of the very sad results of this event has been many people that have been amputated.
Yeah.
And I know of at least of one initiative that it's fundraising actively so that these people can have long-term care through
Yeah.
the rest of their lives. But in the meantime, um, different equipments are being needed. So I'm wondering
Yeah.
if from your suppliers here in the
Yeah.
US or somewhere else, if you may have connections and so that we can put them in
Yeah.
contact.
Yeah, I need to check in with Healing Venezuela. They have been on a few of our calls because these calls actually started back in January after the government regime change. And so Healing Venezuela, we met them at a conference last year, and they've been on a few calls since then. So I know I haven't been in touch with them in a couple of weeks, so I'll check in on them and see what the status is and what they're hearing. But they've been working in Venezuela for decades on things like that, medical equipment, medical supplies, things. So I'll check in on that. Thank you for that reminder. And then Peter or Juan, we talked about the airport a little bit. I'm curious if you have any other updates as far as roads, airports, ports, anything logistics wise as far as getting aid in and distributing it. If you have any updates to share on openings or this is no good or anything like that.
Well, everything was rerouted to Valencia Airport. Well, Valencia Airport is a chaos.
Okay.
I can show you videos, and the cargo is all over the place. They don't even have a system to look for the airway bills.
Oh gosh.
So it's really delayed, and it's kind of a disaster.
Yeah.
So now that Maiquetía is back, CCS is back. So I will think this improve a lot. Even for the temperature controlled cargo, we have pharma customers and also donations of medicines. That has been a challenge kind of in the Valencia airport. Only one of the warehouses has the installations for temperature control, which is PMP. And but believe me, I have a person going around all the airport, and it's kind of chaotic. All the rest of the ports are operating normally.
Okay.
No restrictions. There has been some problems with the shipments that were rerouted at the beginning from La Guaira port to Puerto Cabello because customs mix everything, and they declare in some in La Guaira, and then you have to do all the job in Puerto Cabello. It was kind of a messy, but now they said it's no longer possible, so everything must go directly to La Guaira. So everything is normal again at that side.
Okay.
Regarding roads and all that, the affectation is mostly in La Guaira area. So if you're going to different areas in the country, you will not face any problems regarding the inland freight to every place. That's pretty much it. The logistics are normal, or they were before.
Peter, anything from you?
On this side, it's just a mess with the carriers now. But Maersk is like fully booked for August to Venezuela, and you call them and they don't. When you tell them Venezuela, you stay on the phone forever because they know that we're calling with all these donations. So the space for Maersk, even if you go online, they told you sold out. The vessels are all gone to Venezuela. Everything is gone. And now we're going to the local carriers like Seaboard Marine, Keen Ocean. There is some of them that they say they even suspended their service because of it. And so we're making miracles this way. And especially companies or NGOs that are up north because we're in Miami, so we have like several options. Now all these companies up north, they need to. If you're in Houston, it's even worse. I heard, like just to bring the cargo to Venezuela, but yes, that's what we did in here. Everything is just a mess because of the donations. And once as I said, once you send Venezuela to any of the sales guys from the carrier, you remain alone on the call. They just go away. So
Okay.
that's basically what we're going through here.
Okay. Well, you said making miracles, and I feel like that is the work of humanitarian aid.
Exactly.
Absolutely. And then, Guayana, go ahead. You had another question.
Yeah, I was wondering about Maracaibo's airport. What's the situation there? Because you mentioned, Juan, that many people are flying in and out of Valencia, but my understanding is that Maracaibo is perhaps the only other one that has a direct flight to the U.S.
Well, you can go, perhaps to the US, yes, but also Barcelona and Barquisimeto has international flights. perhaps you will go through Panama or through Dominican Republic, but still you can go out of the country, in and out. The thing is that logistics side, most of the operators are only in this area. Is CCS was handling, I will say, more than 80% of the air cargo into the country. And even though it's not the most convenient airport, it is the one in which we have more connectivity. So it's faster just to ship into CCS and then truck it than going to, for example, Barcelona, Maracaibo, or Barquisimeto, or any other airport that is closer to the destination city. This is what we have right now. They said they even open now a flight from Maracaibo to Aruba. So, but problem you have with these services is that I will say 90% of them are in narrow body airplanes. So if you are sending palletized cargo, you will have to break the pallets. It's not, it will not fit in the cabin. So it's you have to be very picky when you're doing the logistics, because then you can have a problem when you're doing the transshipment to the final leg. If you're using this kind of airports, you don't have this problem with the CCS because they are sending a cargo airplane, so it's a wide body or whatever. In some cases we had it, like for example with Air Europa when they had the flight, or Turkish, but not all of the airlines are coming in that kind of aircrafts. I hope this answers your question.
Awesome. And then Cheryl, you mentioned Maracay is the same, but I'm not sure what the same is.
Maracay or Maracay?
Go
Sorry.
ahead, Juan.
No,
Go ahead.
please.
No. Well, Maracay is another option taken into account, as Maracaibo and Portland, Copa is making some planning to arrive there. But the Maracay airport isn't a commercial airport. It's a military, and it's also a chaos.
I want to add, there's some companies right here that they're not shipping the cargo, Juan, directly to Venezuela. They take it to the warehouse in Panama and Colón, and then they divan in, and then they do that, they do the transshipment in Panama. So
that's an option.
Yeah, what you said is really good. It's really, true. The guy I met him, he's a company that they have services to Venezuela. So what he's doing is taking all these commodities, he take it on pallets to their warehouse in Panama, and then when they get it into the Panama warehouse, they do the whole divaning, as you said, and then they do floor loading. They increase in their work, like floor loading and all this kind of stuff, and they take it to their place in Venezuela.
And you have two options that you can avoid to do that, which are Trans-Caribbean and also Uniworld. Both of them, you can ship whatever you want into Bogota or into Panama, and then connect it into Venezuela without breaking the pallets.
Right, and they're doing that because of what I said before. All the spaces are gone. There's no space to Venezuela, so there's people looking for other options. That one that you said to Bogota, I didn't think about it as good also one.
Yeah, it's our day by day.
Yeah, exactly.
I know. I always tell people, you don't naturally think of logistics as one of the creative industries, but my teammates and people like you are some of the most creative people I know, because you have to figure out how to get things where they need to go, and sometimes that changes hour by hour. All right. And I know I don't know if anybody has connections. I would love to meet them. I know there's a large humanitarian hub in Panama as well. So if anybody has any connections there, I'd love to connect them and invite them to these calls as well. But I know that's one of the major worldwide humanitarian hubs. There are half a dozen or so. And so I'm connected to the Rome one, still working on connecting to the other ones. All right. Anything else from anyone? This was great. I'm delighted to hear we have so many more logistics updates now. Things are flowing, more things are open. That's excellent news. As Juan said, that money is always flowing. So that's another option to keep in mind as well. Cheryl, thank you for telling us about the programs that you're working on. And then Peter, thank you for the comment. I'll reach out to Debbie and Hannah about their school kits. And then if anybody else knows of anything for especially little kids, school kits, if they're doing anything in country or any organizations working on that, then that's another one I feel like we've talked about a few times, but haven't necessarily identified organizations. And then, as Guyana pointed out, mental health, no matter what kind of devastation people are going through, that's always a huge need. So, important.
That is something terrible that is happening. We had one of my friends. He was a former director for McDonald's, and McDonald's in Caraballeda is operating like a public clinic. People are going there, and they have daily reports of the people that is going in, and of course, people is nowadays they are receiving 8-10 persons a day. It's not that much, but they have a psychological support there. And I have to tell you that the number of suicides is above 50% of the people that they
Juan, that's
have.
crazy. Wow.
And I was hearing that, and it was so, almost crying. It's terrible.
Terrible, bro.
It's really, really bad.
Yeah.
There are some organizations, I think in Colombia or something like that, that they got a bunch of psychologists, and then they travel into Venezuela too, just because there's a lot of behavior from the little kids that they have lost their family members, and that breaks my heart so bad though. That's crazy. That's super bad.
There are several initiatives. If you guys, I can share a list, but still I mean, it's a long-term work. It's nothing that is going to be addressed just in a few weeks.
Yeah.
So long-term help also assistance is going to be needed.
Yeah. The mental health crisis will continue far beyond the physical one, that's for sure. Yes. And then I know James isn't here today, but Healing Hands has been working on mental care clinics, setting up those in different churches and facilities around the country, or around the areas that they're operating in as well. That has been one of their focuses too. So also super important work that, yes, we should talk about. Okay, I think that's it for today. Excellent discussion, everyone. Thank you so much. As always, the WhatsApp group is there if you have needs, updates, ideas, collaboration opportunities, talk about your programs, post pictures, anything that's a great space for us to collaborate. In the meantime, and then we'll go ahead and set up a call for next week as well. And then I'll connect with some of these other organizations that I haven't talked to in a few weeks and check in with them behind the scenes too, and provide some updates for everybody as well. Anything else before we wrap up?
Thank you guys for the time. This is a good time to talk and share the information. Thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you, Peter.
Thank you.
All right, everyone. We'll
Thank
have a
you.
great rest of your week, and we will talk to you online or in person again soon. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.